it kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go lefty.
No, we're talking about the players, the tournament champions into the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast.
Good evening. Sorry, I'm not used to being there.
Good evening and welcome to Down Lane Podcast. We are streaming live from the lab at Town and Country Lanes. I'm your host, Kyle Haines, and with me is the assistant to the host, Anthony Scaccia.
How are you doing, everybody? I'm not used to you being here.
I know.
Or next to me.
I know. It was a long week off, but you held it down. You held down the fort. It was unbelievable.
I know. It's just so hard, I was here, you weren't.
Austin really pulled the show together, though. That's really
I think it was Larry and Austin.
Yeah, and
they
Larry
brought
too.
Last week. Larry crushed it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from our channel. Please head over to YouTube and subscribe. And don't forget to share with your friends. Listen on your favorite podcast outlet, and please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. Don't forget to comment to us during the show, and we will chat with you guys and take your questions live. On today's episode, we have a whole bunch to get to. There's a lot of news, to get to.
Is there?
Did
you do the research?
A long list of news.
I just want everybody to know right now that I am going to be resigning from the Outline Checker editor-in-chief. I'm going to be resigning from that this week.
Your resignation will be accepted.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about our week of bowling and a few other things. This week's hot take, which is going to be discussing whether or not the current scoring system is the best option for bowling, the traditional scoring system, that is. And we're going to get to bowler of the week. And this brings us to our poll question of the week, which was, be honest, do you know how to keep score? Anthony?
I'm rusty, but I'm pretty good. I know how to do it. It takes me a while. Like when you guys are adding up, like, oh, you need a double to win. I'm still on like frame 4, trying to figure it all out.
I can see that.
What do we have?
So basically, our viewers answered 85%, believe it or not, know how to keep score. 85%.
They're liars.
But that brings us to our post this afternoon too, where when we discussed what we're going to be talking about tonight, our buddy Jeremy, not sure if he's watching, but our buddy Jeremy said he's 40 years old and still can't keep score himself.
35 years later. Bowling for 35 years and doesn't know how to keep score.
So, he said 35 years and numerous days a week. Present day, I can't keep score. 40 years old.
Well, Jeremy, you're a good guy, and we appreciate your honesty. Maybe we'll teach you how to keep score soon. He doesn't care, though.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't need to know.
Just let him know what he needs to win, and it'll be all set.
Not even. Just keep throwing strikes.
That's right. So, what did you do this week?
After the show last week, I really had to take a week off. I mean, it was a lot of prepping. Hard work I put in, week out, in editing this outline that you put together. I decided to take a week off, and it's been a little slow for me. In terms of the podcast, I put so much time.
Oh, podcast, because I thought you meant you took a week off of work, which would make sense because Stephanie's been coming home like exhausted, doing everything for the bowling alley.
That's not true. Today it was a slow day. I'd only drilled 3 balls, so the rest of the week's been jam packed. The week before that's been jam packed. So I actually practiced for the first time since June.
Wow!
I actually sat down and practiced for a good 2 hours. Maybe that's why she's angry today.
She's not angry today. I'm just saying. She just tells me about every day how.
I mean, I just do a lot of bowling.
You strut up and down the place, acting like you own the joint, type of thing, and.
Right.
All right.
What is your problem?
I don't have a problem. I have a great problem. I'm having a great day.
I think we need to have a King of the Ring match.
Ooh.
You're gonna talk crap. Stream it. Pay-per-view.
We had Zach's birthday this past week, which was fantastic, which is why I was off, as everybody I'm sure is aware. And thank you for the birthday announcement on the podcast. He was not listening at all. We broke down and we got a freaking Nintendo Switch for him. and
communist.
he was zoomed right into it, right in. So, but it was a fun birthday, and thanks to your mom who makes the cake every time, was freaking ridiculous. It's always delicious. So that's Dawn Scaccia, if anybody's wondering.
Don't
She
ask her
makes
for
an
cakes.
unbelievable cake.
Do not talk to her about
But
cakes.
she only does it for her beloved grandsons
And me,
and you.
without frosting.
With your frostingless cake. You are the weirdest freaking person known to man.
Kyle, just remember, frosting is, it's not what you're really eating. You're eating cake, so why do you need the extra crap on top?
I guess you're right.
Bunch
but
of pointless
it's
things.
delicious. So you bowled in the Diggers doubles, which is in Troy.
Yeah,
New
I
York?
mean, this week there was a big tournament. There's a doubles. We touched on it last week. I think we showed the pattern. If I remember, we tried to at least. It was 42 feet. It ended up being a gutter shot, and I mean, it was the gutter shot. I mean, we were plus 180 for 4 games between me and my father. I think I was plus 80. He was plus 100. He gutted on 2-6 for 279. Because remember how we talked about he always moves?
Yes.
And on like the last shot, and I looked at him, I was
Yeah.
like, do not move, just stand there and throw it. And I think he just was like, you know what, just because you said that, I'm gonna dump this one. So we could have had another 10. Not like it really made a difference because
No, your squad was like
our
ridiculous.
squad was stacked. So yeah, so we were plus 180. The first squad they had, the cut was 170 or like 160. The second cut was 150, and then the day before the finals, the cut was like 160. So our cut was, we only had 8 teams. We bowled against Brian LeClaire, if you guys don't know him, PBA 50 Player of the Year a few years ago, and his son, good bowlers. We bowled against Brad Angelo,
Whoop, whoop.
who's also on the PBA 50.
And the Town and Country Bowler.
yeah,
Town and
whatever.
Country Bowler.
He bowled with another guy, and they were like, they didn't make the cut. And then we bowled against Bruce and Andrew Hall, who are also really good bowlers. And then there was us.
They're Neba bowlers,
Sammy
right?
Ventura, yeah, Neba bowlers. And then Sammy Ventura and his partner, Brett Cunningham. So I'm pretty sure our leader was plus 300, and we only had 8 teams in our squad. So I'm pretty sure it was like plus 300. The cut had to be like 280. Brad Angelo had to be around 260. Sam Ventura was 240, and we were 180. So we would have made every other squad.
Yeah.
Except for the one we bowled.
If you bowled the same way as,
I'm
that
assuming we would bowl very, very similar. Well, we bowled the late shift on Saturday. There was 2 shifts prior to us on Saturday. So I'm assuming we would have bowled very similar, if not maybe a little bit better. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You picked the wrong squad. We only had 8 teams.
I mean, if you bowled a little better, and it sounds like you let your dad down this time. So
usually I do when I bowl with him.
Yeah.
Usually he bowls good and I bowl bad. And then when we don't bowl with each other, I bowl good. And he bowls good. Yeah, we never mesh together.
Yeah, I hear that.
But the winners were the Halls won.
Oh, did they?
They did actually end up winning. Yeah.
Do you know what the money was?
I think it had to be around 4,000 for first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was very close. They won.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. Nice guys
Absolutely.
too.
They're from Massachusetts, or you don't know where? I know they bowl in a lot of Neba, so I thought they were from out
They
there.
bowl a lot of Nebas, probably Connecticut, Massachusetts way. Yeah, probably
All right.
Massachusetts.
Well, it's a good tournament and
Good guys.
a lot of good bowlers.
Yeah,
And,
it was. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question while we're catching up here. How do you get amped up, like before a game or something? You don't really get amped up, do you? How about you, Austin? Like if you're
What do you
going
mean
to
amped up before what?
if you go to like a football game or you go to watch a sports event.
When I played baseball in college my senior year, before the games, I listened to Crocodile Rock.
How about like when you're a spectator?
Piano Man. What do you mean, a spectator?
Yeah, like if you're going to like tailgating or whatever, how do you get amped up or watch a game? Or
Ask
whatever?
Jeremy. Jeremy wrote I tailgate. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't particularly care
I know.
to listen to music.
Well, Jeremy, this one might be for you then because this is our friend Charlie and his dad. This is how they're big Bills fans, right? So every Sunday they sit down, they watch the game, all that good stuff. This is how they get. That is a bowling ball thumb shot right there.
Sounds like a really bad idea. Sounds really unsanitary.
Yeah, this is Jim and Charlie Hewitt.
Wait, did they actually do that?
Yeah, he takes shots from the thumb hole of that bowling ball.
Please tell me it's
Absolutely.
his bowling ball.
Yeah, it's Charlie's, I think. I don't think it's Jim's. I think it's Charlie's. I'm sure that they wash it out with some vodka or something, some spirits, and then that cleanses it, and then they could take the shot.
Jeremy, I know, takes it out of a shoe.
Oh, God.
Like, he literally was wearing his shoe. I'm pretty sure he pulled it off and was drinking beers out of his shoe.
That's
It's
disgusting.
called the shoey. I don't know which one is gross. I don't know. I have a sock in my shoe at least. This one's like it could be anybody's thumb hole.
Right. Paige Nelson says that's a terrible, amazing idea. I get it because it's disgusting and it's amazing. It's bowling. So,
I mean, it's cool, but I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Austin, were you on there,
Yeah.
Austin?
Do you do anything to get amped up? He's like, nah, man.
Yeah, I listen to music really loud on the car ride there.
Nice. Speaking of music, it's a good segue. Thanks, Austin. Last week, I was watching the show. You guys were talking about
strike songs.
Yeah, strike songs. Yeah, for the PBA, exactly. So just by happenstance,
which, by the way, I'm the only one who answered that question.
Yeah, Austin, did you think about your strike song or your walkout song for the PBA?
The electric song,
not at all.
The electric slide.
I did not think of any song. I listen to too many different genres to pick a specific song from one genre.
Carl Buckley says Celine Dion. I like it, Carl.
Is that the girl who goes, and I will always?
If you can please stop doing that, that would be fantastic.
Is that her though?
I think that's her. Yeah, I will always love you. Sure. No, that's not Celine Dion. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you said that yours was God's Country, and just by happenstance, while I was
doing work,
like scrolling or doing something, I don't know, this showed up, and I thought maybe you'd want to hear it.
This is not Blake Shelton.
It's not Blake Shelton, but it's Drew Jacobs, or State of Mind, and Drew Jacobs.
At least get the name right.
Dave Painburn says the rock version is killer.
And I think this is what that would be, correct?
Yep. Yes, this is the rock cover. God's Country.
I like it, but I like the
original.
I'm an original person. I like the bells, and what else is there? I saw the light in the sun rising back in the side. That's not Blake Shelton. Sorry about my terrible voice. Anyways.
Yeah, please don't let that happen again.
I mean, it's pretty cool. I you know, it's good. I just like the country version because it wouldn't get me too amped up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be like, man, you're good. You do a freaking great shot.
That's what I'm saying.
Even on the cross, I would take it.
I like the rock version.
You're a rock and roll.
I'm a rock and roll guy, but the rock version, exactly. You throw that strike and then you get that.
I like the daggone twang, son.
I think Kyle's just stuck in the 80s.
I mean, look at his haircut. Come on.
Fair.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't know, but I thought maybe you'd like it because that would be
I do. I like it. I appreciate the thought. It's kind of like an early Christmas present that you thought of me while you were listening to the music.
Oh, man. All right, let's get into some news here because there's like a whole bunch of stuff that was released.
Come on, Kyle. Keep it on topic, for God's sake. You missed 1 week.
I know.
You lose your touch.
Breaking news as of today.
You have breaking news?
Yep. Kelly Kulick was selected as the head coach of Junior Team USA. So congratulations to Kelly Kulick.
That seems like a really good pick right there.
Yeah. She's a Team USA bowler.
She's a nice lady.
Dude, when she was up here for the PWBA stop, it was unreal watching her throw it because it was just like a machine every single time.
She is kind of like Albert Pujols, yes.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's Kelly the Machine Kulick.
We just dubbed her a new nickname.
You're welcome.
Nice. So she'll be taking over Junior Team USA starting January, this January of 2022. Believe that.
Congratulations.
In 2 weeks, it's going to be 2022.
Let's not talk about it. I'm almost 30. In 3 years.
Yeah, well, I'm almost 40, so in 4 years, 5 years, whatever years. Anyway, so in the PBA 50, Mark Sullivan won the Dick Weber Sportsmanship Award, selected by his peers.
I feel like that's just a bad award to win.
Like, you're the nice guy. I know you didn't win anything, but you're a nice
Never
guy.
heard of you. You're a great guy out of the lanes. Thanks for being nice to me. Oh, you didn't bowl good? It's okay, bud. You'll get them next time. Like, I don't, what the heck?
Well, he competed in 13 events this last year, and he cashed in 11 out of 13.
Well, congratulations to Mark, but I just don't think that I would ever win that award. I would be like the unsportsmanlike person.
That is true. That is very true. And Tom Hess, he won the PBA 50 Bowler of the Year and Rookie of the Year.
Now, that's the thing. Isn't it crazy? The younger guys, like when Brian went out on tour, Brian Leclerc, he won the PBA 50 Rookie of the Year, I'm pretty sure as well, or very similar, something like that, or he was younger. It seems like, well, of course, but when you get to the PBA 50, the younger guys take over a little bit because they're fresh off the tour or whatever it may be, and they've got a little bit more pizzazz on their game.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? So it's interesting that the Player of the Year is also the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and he competed in 13 events as well. Finished in the top 10 7 times. Made it to the stepladder finals in 5 of those events, and won the 2 season-ending majors. Let's see, they were based on competition points. So
I still don't understand how those work, but
they don't tell you, and they just all of a sudden show you the numbers at some point. So,
well, congratulations, Tom.
PBA Rookie of the Year, PBA this time, Matt Russo.
Lefty love. I mean, he does put his thumb in the ball too, so he's kind of like half
two-hander with a
one,
thumb.
half two, hybrid kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like he's amphibious.
The amphibian. I like it.
He's the amphibian. I like that. Matt Russo is now dubbed as the amphibian.
So we got Kelly the Machine Kulik.
Yep.
And then Matt the amphibian Russo.
Tom the head truck has.
Toot toot.
When he strikes, he doesn't get a song. He gets freaking beeps. Getting steamrolled by Tom Hess. Truck Hess.
Oh my goodness.
People are gonna love us.
You think so?
What? Somebody say my name?
No. The internet's failing again. So anyway.
Apologize.
Yeah, it's all right. Matt Russo, whose victory in the PBA Jonesboro Open made him the only rookie to win a tour title. And he received the majority of the votes of the PBA membership and veteran bowling riders.
I had no idea he was a rookie, though. I thought he bowled last year. What's the criteria?
Well, it's voted on and it's points.
No, but like how? What's the criteria? I mean, for baseball, you have to have less than X amount of games played to still count as a rookie. So, like, he's bowled. I thought he bowled last year, possibly. I don't really know. I'd like to look and see what the credit is, because I feel like this is definitely not his like legit first year.
Oh, you don't think so? You think he's been bowling for a while, but maybe didn't?
I kind of feel like he has been
go full time.
I've heard his name before. Maybe he's just been around.
I'm sure he's been bowling regionals and whatnot for a long time.
It's just I don't know. It's just
that's a good. Well, that's a good question.
I'd like to know what
the criteria is. Yeah. How do you earn that?
Yeah. Well, how many does it count? And you need like 3 or 4 before you actually count into, rookie of the year. If you only bowl 2, you technically don't count as a rookie. You don't count it like you're on tour at all. So then you have to get over those 4 tournaments before you can actually count for player of the year, rookie of the year, whatever the heck it is. Am I making sense?
But yeah, you are. I just don't know what the.
Well, you need to message some people.
I'll get right on it. I'll get Tom Clark on the phone.
Get my office.
Yeah.
Call my office.
Have your people call my people?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Well, speaking of the rookie of the year, you mentioned last week, but since I wasn't here, I couldn't give my 2 cents. So last week, let's see. Hang on. What was I going to say? Last week, you talked about like who are these rookies that.
I wrote in there who?
Yeah, question mark.
I knew who the one guy was, but some of those guys were completely irrelevant.
I mean, I recognized them kind of, sort of, but yeah, they were not very well known, I guess you could say. And my point was, so the PBA, which is a complaint I guess I've been making forever, but the PBA doesn't show you anything before the live event, right? The telecast.
Correct.
So They don't do a pregame. They don't do.
We don't get the story.
We don't get the story unless you're a Flow Bowling subscriber, and even then, they're focusing on certain people. I just think that the PBA could do a better job of maybe spending a few minutes recapping the tournament before or during the live show, or getting, as I said before, the whole tournament to the masses so that it's not hidden behind a paywall to just 10,000 people.
But how are you going to recap a 60-person field? Like, you're going to say, oh, and the high rookie was Jimmy Joe, and
Sure.
he had 1,600.
I'm
like,
not a sports writer
he's not even
or
completely close in
broadcaster.
the cut, though, so why is he relevant? He would be irrelevant at that point. So why even
Did you just
mention
say irrelevant?
Yes, I did.
Also an English major.
Is that a word? Irrelevant? Irrelevant?
Irrelevant.
Doesn't matter how you pronounce it. You knew exactly where I was going with that. If he's irrelevant, now you got me thinking about it. I don't think on this show, Kyle. This is all from the top of my head. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop because I lost.
Well, Carl says, "Oh my God, the PBA and Flow Bowling putting effort in." I'm in shock. Yeah, no, that's exactly right because they don't put effort in.
Wow, that is.
I'm sorry, I gotta say it out loud.
Can't even beat around the bush a little bit.
Just for the bowlers that don't follow the finite details of the PBA, if they're not on the website all the okay, if they're not looking up the results every time.
I mean, I have heard some of the players complain about the website. I have heard actual PBA players complain about the website, which I get. I feel like there should be some more access for people who are looking for stats and or tournaments. I mean, like if you go and try to find the stats, like they do block by block. They don't even have like a PDF where it's by this block and then like on another separate PDF, it's like total.
Yeah.
So that way you can see. No, you have to kind of add it up as you go, and then you can't see what other people did unless you go here. You know, I feel like it'd be pretty simple to be able to filter things like on a normal internet, so you can filter by A to Z, filter by scores, filter by price. You know, that's how they do things there. Why can't we do that with other stuff?
I couldn't agree more that it could absolutely be fixed to be.
Do you think it'll make that much of a difference, though? Do you think the impact on doing that would be better and or have more traffic to the site to be able to promote the PBA better?
Of course it will. I mean, I think it's a basic marketing rule that everything that you have, whether it's a website or an app or whatever, needs to be extremely user-friendly. And as soon as something is not user-friendly, the people are going to give up on it. They're not gonna use it. So, I mean, I go to the PBA website to get some news. I mean, we get the news alerts anyway, but trying to look up tournaments and scheduling. Speaking of scheduling, I'll bring that up in a second. If you go to the schedule, half the tournaments have a more information button so that you can see the details of the tournament, the location, etc. And then the other half, no button. So you're not able to look at the information. Do they not know the information?
They don't know yet.
It's on the schedule. I assume they have to have I mean, it starts like in a month or a couple of weeks. The tour starts, quote unquote tour. Yeah, it's just not a user-friendly website by any means. And so speaking of the schedule, like I was saying, last week the Bowlers Journal was sent out, the magazine, if you guys aren't familiar. And one of the ads was...
Kyle's been in that before, by the way.
What's that?
His name was featured on a national champion.
I mean, as a national collegiate champion, it's not a big deal. Anyway.
It's not a big deal. Not at
all. So the PBA had an ad in the Bowlers Journal, and it was of the schedule. Well, I'm looking through the schedule, and I noticed that 4 tournaments are missing from the ad that they placed in the journal.
So do you actually know the schedule?
I only know this in particular. I don't know it by heart, but I know in particular in February, there are 2 tournaments that are February and March, I believe. There are 2 tournaments in February and 2 in March that are Flow Bowling only. Again, something that we've talked about, but why were those ones omitted from the ad? Why, like, if you're going to want people to but be driven to use Flow Bowling, why would you not advertise unless it's a Fox deal? They're not allowed to. I don't understand. But I'm just saying, once again,
my brain no comprehend.
Once again,
seems like we're talking. Like
they're shooting themselves in the foot.
I think you need to have Ben on the show. You and Ben are like 2 peas in a pod. At this point, I become Well, is it on TV or is it not on TV? Because honestly, I am 90% probably not gonna go buy Flow Bowling.
Not at that
Because
price
it's
point.
not. I don't even know what the price point is, but I don't really watch TV enough to really be that interested in buying Flow Bowling. I mean, it is nice. I mean, we do have it at the center here, so yeah, it is convenient when I'm here. But when I'm home and I'm here all day, I don't typically want to say, "Let me see who's on Flow Bowling."
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go to YouTube and watch Darren Tang's recap videos, so I can, or somebody, or Justin Bones, or somebody's
Yeah,
to get
something
the action
for free.
Yeah, I mean, not even free, but I just feel like it's a better produced video than more put together than just waiting for guys to bowl. There's a 5-minute quiet time because they got to move pairs and stuff. I'd rather just see a 10-minute video. They give me an overview of what they did last week or whatever it is, and it makes it a little easier.
Or if there was a little bit of production value where during those breaks where they're crossing pairs, they can actually take the time out, do a recap of what just happened the last game, follow some certain players around and get their input, their feedback. There's just the production value on Flow is just not there.
Do you think the PBA is in cahoots with Brad and Kyle and Darren Tang and those people?
I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah.
The back or the closed door productions, kind of where you see what balls they're drilling, you see what they're doing with their equipment, you see a little bit of practice, you see the more player-to-player interaction, which you don't typically get in any other sport. Like football, for example, you see everything on TV. We don't really have a interaction in the locker room. We don't have an interaction on the plane. You know, if you see, I think Tyreek Hill does have. They do have a YouTube channel. Some of the pros do. I think Tyreek Hill is one of them, but it's never really like football related, like traveling or that stuff. I mean, yeah, he has like, oh, what do I travel with, or what do I do on travel day? But it's more like extra content to push his brand. While the guys on the PBA tour, you know, you go through a whole day with them, you see some shots in practice, you see some other guys, you see them interact with some of the other players, they interact with some of their ball reps. You don't really hear them talk with the time lapse, and you see what they drill. Much more interesting for me to watch that than me to watch them actually bowl.
Yeah, some behind the scenes action.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're together in cahoots.
What do you think?
I mean, you think I could be on something?
Football.
Are you going to let Austin talk?
Football is pretty big of a sport, so there might be reasons that they don't film that part of football. But I do know the MLB has plenty of players that film the day-to-day interaction with their teammates and, you know, stuff like that. So I don't think the PBA would be in cahoots with them. I think they just allow them to. And other sports may not allow them to because they're a little more mainstream with a lot more viewers.
Yeah, there's probably contractual obligations too when it comes to those guys on the NFL and MLB level. They're probably, and maybe even with the team, they don't want a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you really going to show? See the guys working out a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe studying a playbook, but you don't have to see the play. You can blur this play out or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the big deal? It's not like I'm going to go say, hey, I watched this video last week when you guys played the Chiefs, and I saw the play they were going to run. Oh, it doesn't help you this week? Oh, right. Sorry. You're not going to produce it till after the event.
Right. I also think it's a monetary thing as well. So these guys making a few $1 million a year or more, they don't necessarily need the YouTube stream of income. You know what I mean? Whereas these guys who are making on a high side probably $100,000 a year, the good guys, I don't know what their contracts look like with the ball companies, but I would argue that those guys might need the YouTube income, because they've only got so much money coming in from bowling tournaments and only so much money coming in from their contracts.
If it's a travel day, you're not doing anything anyways.
Are you talking about the like NFL guys and stuff?
Yeah, MLB.
I understand. But why bother if they don't need the income? Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's people who don't make a lot of money like the minor league guys. Totally be into that stuff.
Real quick diversion. Jeremy wants to know if Derek Jeter is a Hall of Famer.
He's not. Derek Jeter is an overglorified Nomar Garcia Parra.
All right, enough
Check your stats.
enough baseball talk. All right, so I think we beat that to a pulp. The Flow Bowling could do a better job. The PBA could do a better job. Brad and Kyle do as much as they can. Tank can do as much as he can, but they're not covering all aspects. You know what I mean? It's mostly their
about them.
group, right? So,
Of course.
but
But it's way more entertaining.
I understand,
And
Yeah.
it's free.
Excellent point, all the way around.
And I get to see what they're throwing. It's more fun that way.
Yeah, but they're good though.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're throwing good, but I get to at least see what they're throwing. Be like, oh
Yeah.
man, that ball looks sweet. Let me drill it so it can roll like garbage for me.
Yep. All right, so let's get into our topic of the week this week. We just wanted to talk about the scoring system in bowling, and a little bit of history on that, which isn't much. So on September 9th, 18...
Hold on. Did you try to get some history on this? And this is all you
Absolutely
got?
did. Yes.
You know, this is why I'm gonna have to sign him back on for editor in chief. What is this?
Let me explain something.
Just
All right.
kidding.
I'm going to read you this history that I got, and then I'm going to explain to you why this is all I got. All right. So on September 9th, 1895, the modern standardized rules for 10-pin bowling were established in New York City by the new American Bowling Congress. And they changed the scoring system from a maximum 200 points for 20 balls to a maximum 300 points for 12 balls, and then set the maximum ball weight at 16 pounds and pin distance at 12 inches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this tiny little paragraph I was able to secure from Wikipedia.
I was gonna say that's definitely where you got it from.
So hopefully it's right. But trying to get information about this was surprisingly difficult.
You should have went to the sources at the bottom.
Who's the bottom?
At the bottom of the Wikipedia page, it says
Oh,
sources.
I did.
And then you click that, and then it goes to.
I did.
So you made sure they were relevant and they were
Absolutely. My point being is, I called the bowling museum, the National Bowling Museum, located at the USBC campus, and at first it seemed like she didn't really know what I was asking for, but then I got an email stating that for $25 an hour of research time, they could get me the answer.
They want us to pay for it. Bowling seems to just want money.
I know. It's crazy. I just wanted to find out how scoring worked, and I had to pay $25 an hour in order for them to send me a digitized copy of the history of the American Bowling Congress.
The ABC.
Yes.
Well, bowling, don't ever change.
Sorry. I'll spit out I shouldn't have taken a drink.
Wow, I'm being pretty brutal today. Wow, I feel like you.
Listen, again,
why are they going to charge me to tell me how my sport came about? Wouldn't they want to educate me?
I know. I am with you. I understand that everything.
I'm being a bad boy. Calm down.
It's okay. Let it out. Let it out, Anthony.
No,
Let it out.
It's okay.
Carl. Oh man, if you can't see Carl's comments, would have been cheaper taking her on a date and getting the info that way?
Imagine if it took them 3 days to find the information, how much you would have to pay for that.
No, I called 3 days ago to get the information, and it took till today to tell me that it was going to be $25 an hour.
Okay, so we have established that it had changed in 1895 to the current
scoring system was developed. 12 balls for 300
in
points.
1895.
So
it's time for a revamp.
Well, my question is, can or should scoring be changed to make it easier to understand or bring in more players? Will it really affect the number of bowlers? I mean,
well, what's your opinion on it? Let's start with the traditionalist.
Yeah, as you stated, I am a traditionalist. I'm hard to change. So I don't see, if you take a little bit of effort to learn how to score the game, I don't see why there's anything wrong with this. I mean, really, if you look out on the league bowlers, they probably don't have a clue how to score, but all they want to do is throw strikes and spares and
up second arrow.
Yeah,
big dot.
Yeah, big dot, second arrow.
That's how it goes usually. But I'm going to disagree.
Go ahead.
I mean, it took me 20 years to figure it out.
You know why that is, though, is because nobody took
the time.
Right, but nobody took the time during the junior years,
Yeah,
not that you
of
were paying
course.
attention then, to actually score because of computerized scoring.
Of course, but let's be completely honest here. If you're I'm not even saying average guy, if you are scrolling through the TV and you come across cricket, sorry, Carl, and Down Under. If I see cricket on TV, I'm like, what the frig? They don't want to hit the ball out of the park?
I got it.
They want to run back and forth on the same line? What the heck? They got
I'm
4 sticks back there.
completely clueless.
What do the sticks mean?
I have no idea.
So let's just say an average person, Jimmy and Joan, are sitting there on their couch on Sunday, and Bill O'Neill pops up. You know, good-looking dude. You know, well, no, let's stop and watch, see what this guy's doing. He's got a sweet shirt on. He goes and bowls. He throws a strike, and they're like, okay, he's got an X up there. What the heck's that mean? They have no idea. So then all of a sudden he throws another X, and then it's kind of like they give you
It
like
added
that,
up. Bonus pins.
that minus and plus, and then it always changes. And they're like, so is this guy negative? Is this guy positive? Oh, so now he gets another strike, but he just jumped 30 in that frame, but now he's still got 2 frames that are empty. How the heck what sense does that make? So they're going to be like, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, Carl, sorry, you don't like cricket. But I'm just saying, if I'm not going to stop and watch cricket because I don't know what's going on and I can't understand it, and I can watch it for 30 minutes and say, this looks like the dumbest thing in the world. And if you come on and watch bowling and you have no idea, you're not going to be able to score. You're going to be like, what the heck? I don't get any of this. So why are you going to keep it the same?
So do you think that the world bowling scoring system?
That's the only other system that we have discussed on this show before.
Mhm.
I think the world scoring system is much more, it's a simpler system. It's definitely not traditional, but people are going to be able to understand that. If you're trying to get this into your vision of there's bowling in every home on a Sunday afternoon after football or in between the football games or whatever it may be, and I don't think the scoring of today's day and age is going to maximize that. And I don't mind the scoring now. I don't really care. But if you're looking at it from my point of view, yeah, the scoring is dumb and it makes no sense at all. Why do you get 10 after this? And why do you get 7 here? And why is 30 here? If you can add it up easier, you're going to be more more likely to watch it if you can score it.
You
If you
figure it
can
out.
figure it out. If you're saying, oh, that X is worth 30, or like a world scoring where an X is worth 30, you only bowl 10 frames no matter what. You don't get the bonus balls at the end. Well, why the heck he just threw a spare in frame 1 and frame 7, but now he's got a double in the 10th, but now he gets a third ball? What the heck sense does that make? Why didn't he get a
Well, let
third
me
ball
put
in
it,
that
so,
frame?
so for people that don't understand world bowling scoring, it's also known as current frame scoring. And basically, it's still a 10 frame format, but for a strike, you get 30 pins. And for a spare, it's the same. It's 10 pins plus the pinfall of the first shot in the next frame. So basically, you only need, and here's my problem with world bowling scoring, is you need 2 less shots to throw a 300. So we already have a problem with 2
God
honor
forbid.
scores.
God forbid I have to throw 2 less in this point. Got 10 honor scores this year in 12 weeks. What? God forbid I don't throw those other 4 strikes.
I'm sorry, but how many more are you now going to get that went from front 10 to front 11 to front to 300?
You're
going to drop down a lot.
When you're like me, you finish. You don't really screw up that often.
Oh, okay. I think you get my point, though. The
I
honor
get what
scores
you're
will
saying.
the honor scores will definitely
Yeah, but
go up.
If you do the world scoring system, you only got 10 frames. The scores in theory will go up, so you can make the lanes a little harder, and the average people won't understand that. Really, my score, they won't realize that the game's a little bit different now because their scoring is still the same. So you can make it a little harder, so there'll be less 300s.
Sorry, hang on, Carl. You're right. I read it wrong. It's 10 pins for a spare plus the pinfall of the first shot in the frame.
You can't read.
Right, I can't read. That makes it even more confusing to me, though. So basically, you have a spare plus
Next
you have
shot.
a 7. No, it's the pinfall of that frame. So if you have a 7 spare, it's 17. If I'm understanding this correctly.
Yeah, isn't that how it is now?
No, it's 10 plus the next shot.
Whatever.
See,
Anyways,
Anthony doesn't even know how to score.
No, I
He should
get
have
it.
answered the poll
I'm
question.
very
No.
confused. Listen, you're talking about it. I need a. I'm a visual guy, Kyle. You can't just talk about it to me. Yeah, I know what you're saying now. Yeah, it makes sense. You just get 10. Perfect. Bang. Done.
So I think Carl said it should be 12 shots, 25 pins a frame. That's not correct, Carl. I'm sorry. He's saying it's 12 shots, 25 pins a frame, but this is from the internet, so I'm pretty sure it's true. It's
Listen, regardless of what it is,
shot.
30 pins, 25 pins, 12 shots, 10 shots, the scoring needs to be fixed to be able to get people more interested and to understand it better.
You think
that
they
is the main
actually
point?
Will?
What?
You don't think if in junior bowling we take a few extra minutes a week to teach them how to keep score, that's
not my point. It's not my point.
You think it's a visual thing on the PBA?
Yeah, what the heck?
It on TV.
Well, that's where your biggest your draw is going to be from if you're flipping on TV and you're trying to get, like you talk, the average person, which is why the blue oil is good or bad or whatever it is, or the bowling balls and all this. If you change the scoring, and the average person can actually get it and understand it, or you can explain it, or you can have like a little rolling thing on the bottom without 8 other variables, a strike's worth 30, a spare's worth 10, or whatever the heck it is. People are going to be able to do that way faster than, if you get a spare, it's 10, then your next frame, and then if you get a strike, it's your next 2 balls, but if you get a double, it's here, and then if you do that, it's there, and it's like, okay, well, give me a whiteboard so I can start writing it out and putting circles and arrows in all different directions.
Drawing yarn from one end to the other.
It's like, you ever see like the little guy, the GIF or whatever it's called with Zach Galifianakis, and he's doing all the numbers in his head with like square root sign and all that. That's exactly what it is, trying to do bowling scoring.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. If you want it to be in the masses, you got to make it simple.
I think my problem with the way the PBA shows the scoring on television is that collapsed screen graphic.
Yeah, it makes it really hard to understand as well.
Where they've got this running tally of whatever, 25, 105, whatever, and you're like, okay, how did it get there, and what do they need to fill those frames? Because it's extremely confusing to see it in that collapsed version.
Right. And like, for example, Zach Phillips. Hi, Zach. What he wrote is, don't change it, learn it. Yeah, great. Learn it. Okay, come bowl in a league to learn it. That's not the point. In order to reach the people, they need to understand how to watch it. It's like cricket. Do you watch cricket? No, because you don't get it.
I don't even get rugby. I don't get any.
Yeah, like if I see rugby or cricket, I ain't watching that. Turn that off. I'll watch Teletubbies before I watch rugby and cricket, for God's sakes.
But at the same time, Anthony, couldn't instead of changing the illustration, couldn't you put it on the 2 announcers that are sitting there talking about what's going on the whole time to explain the scoring when something happens?
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
I mean, that's their job. They're talking about the tournament.
It is their job, but at the same time, it's not their job to teach scoring. If you can put their job is to talk about what's happening in the match, ball changes, who bowled good this weekend, recapping the tournament, like Kyle said. That's what they should be focused on. It shouldn't be trying to make people understand at home what the scoring system is going to be. If you can have a small banner that just continually runs on the bottom or something, and people can read it and understand it on that, that way, then why do you need to have an announcer talk about it? Why do you have to have somebody beat dead horse? Because then if you continually do that, you're going to have to continually talk about it for every single telecast. And the normal bowler should be like, Jesus, people, why do you have to keep talking about scoring? Does Joe Buck or whoever it is who does baseball, do they talk about how it is to score a run? Does John Madden or Joe, whoever the heck is on football now, do they talk about how to score a touchdown, how much it's worth? No, a touchdown's worth 6 and a field goal is worth 7. And if you can't figure that out and you see somebody hit the end zone or a field goal, you figure, oh, that's worth 3. Oh, a touchdown's worth 6. They can figure it out on the fly. They don't have to really worry about, they got 6 and now they got a spare, so add 4 more and move them back 20 yards so they can kick a circle, drop kick it for 3 points extra. That's what bowling is to me.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of extra variables.
But at the same time, the announcers for say the MLB and the NFL, they're explaining something else. They're explaining why they did a play or why did this player bunt, and
that's what the announcers are focused on in bowling. Ball changes, why he's talking to his ball rep, what the lane's doing, why they're doing something, why is the lane breaking down, recapping the last event. That's what they're there for. They're not there for scoring.
Teaching how to score.
Right. If you want to learn how to score, then you're gonna have to go to YouTube or something. But people aren't gonna do YouTube and then watch it on the side. They're gonna just flip the channel.
So
that's my point.
Our buddy Charlie is calling me out here. I don't know if he just did a thumb shot or not, but he said, traditionalism aside, isn't there a problem when two people can knock down the same number of physical pins but have a totally different score? Meaning, if people don't kind of understand that, meaning if you can have the same amount of strikes, same amount of spares, but if you line them up in different ways, like you spread the spares apart, or if you have them close together, the guy with the spares close together is probably going to win the match because of how the math adds up.
Yeah,
it's a great point. And my answer to that would be, I don't know. I guess is the world bowling score, or is something going to fix that problem? If you bowl the same amount of pins, aren't you going to still score the same amount? Because if I can do the math right for the world bowling score,
my brain literally hurts.
I know,
right now.
But if you get 8 strikes, that's 80 pins, right? No, I'm sorry, that's 10 pins. I'm sorry. So
you have to.
Is
it worth 25 or 30 at the 8?
Right.
Let's say 25 because I can do that math better. Because that would be 200. Yes.
Anyway, I think the math would still come out the same way because you're not adding up the next frame. So you're going to have you might have a lot of ties in the world bowling score. Whereas the traditional scoring, if you have spares earlier rather than later, you have a higher advantage or a better advantage for scoring.
I know what you're saying. And I like the scoring now. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. But like I said, and I see what Sarah says, a lot of newbie coverage in the NFL, for the NFL in the UK. I completely get that. But I feel like, touchdown 6, field goals 1, extra points 1, field goals 3, safeties 2. Whoa, 4 scoring things. Now you have, did he throw a triple?
And they just add up.
Yeah. They add up. There's no, made a spare here. Oh, how much did he get in the first frame of the next shot? Oh, double. Then this one. Oh, whoa. Then a spare. Hold on a second. Now it gets a little trouble for me because now I'm like, well, crap. Now I got to add it up.
We saw your math skills last week, so we fully understand what you're capable of, or incapable of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot more variables in bowling, and I feel like if there was less, people would understand it more. And like I said, I'm not knocking the scoring system now because I have no problem with it. I really don't care. As long as I knock more pins down than the opponent I bowl every night, I really don't care what the scoring system is. But if you're trying to get more people into it and they want to understand it better, it can't be as complex as it is. It needs to be simplified. That's what I'm saying. So everybody who's hating on me for wanting to change the scoring system, I really don't care. But if we're trying
that this week, I don't get the hate except from Charlie, who gives. Well, he does not. It's not hate. He's just
whatever it is. It doesn't matter.
An excellent point.
Yeah.
But everyone is against what you're saying. Zach Phillips says you're not going to get more viewers because the scoring changes. People watch bowling because they like bowling, not because of the scoring.
Okay, that's going to be your opinion. But if you're flipping through the channels, there's nothing good on a Sunday night, and you watch bowling for like 4 frames, you're like, how the heck does that guy have a 75 already? That makes no sense. You're going to be like, well, this is dumb. I don't get it. See you later. Let me go watch freaking Sheldon when he's young or whatever the heck that crap is. Big Bang Theory Jr. or whatever the heck it's called.
Well, you can have some you can feel better about yourself because Charlie says you're 110% correct.
Kyle, I'm not wrong in this. There's no way. I'm sorry. All the people who...
All right, then here's my charge to you. You have to develop the new scoring system so that it makes sense.
No, I don't really care. I can do it. I'm just saying there already is a world one. Just use the world one. It's 10 frames, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I think to Charlie's point is that it's still going to have the same amount of if you and I bowl the same score or the same amount of pins, literally knock down the same amount of pins.
Yep.
I think the score comes out the same no matter where those pins are.
No, it doesn't. Because if I get a strike and you get 9 spare, I get 30, you get 10. So if you 9 spare the whole way out and I get all strikes, it's 300 to whatever the heck you
I guess what I'm talking about is
you get 200.
No, if our scores are exactly the same, but the frames are different, like they are now, then there'll be a lot more ties, which I guess to Charlie's point is more fair.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, my brain is completely fried right now. Like it's completely just.
You just completely let it. You did the old school thing where you said a bunch of stuff and you were blind.
I mean, I know exactly what I said, but like I said, I'm not super familiar with it, and I really wanted to come in this one with an open mind, but I just feel like Like I said, I don't care what the scoring system is when I bowl. I really don't give a crap. But if you're trying to grow the sport and make people understand it more, you have to have the newer scoring. And I've already said that 4 or 5 times, and everybody still hates me for it because they're like, take time to learn it. Yeah, but the people who aren't going to take time to learn it
Aren't going to learn it.
no, they're just going to be like, oh, next channel.
That's exactly right.
And if you're trying to make people watch TV and see it and come bowl.
Well, there is another one that we haven't talked about, and that's the head-to-head scoring. I forget exactly what it's called.
Like golf is pretty easy. 3 and 4, who wins? The guy with 3, because lowest score wins.
Right.
Super easy.
But so there's this head-to-head scoring, which is more like golf, I guess, is how they describe it, and it's framed like they tried this a number of years ago, but it didn't go anywhere. It's only good for head-to-head scoring, as far as I understand, because it's basically winning a frame.
Yeah.
So
how many wins do you have? It's like a scorecard. Best. Right. Yeah. So if I win 6 holes and you win 8 holes, you would be the winner. If I win 6 frames and you win 4 frames, I would be the winner. Yeah, I get it. Skins. Yeah, skins. Exactly. I just think, I don't know. Sorry about my rant. It's way too complicated.
It's good that you actually have an opinion this week.
Normally I just roll with the dice, baby, but this one could definitely be changed. I mean, unfortunately, I think all the scores and the history would have to be kind of erased in a way. But
he's done. He's toast. Forget it.
Well, if you have to get rid of everything, you'd have to do a whole new scoring system. You have to get rid of old scores.
Yeah.
Like 900 would be completely different in a way. Still probably not going to happen. But like I said, for the guys,
6 less shots to do it.
Yeah, but also
unless you do the 25 pins.
Now, also remember that if we do change the scoring system, and I believe the scores would be a little bit higher with the scoring system, because I feel like you get 30 every time, and there's a lot of strikes thrown every night. You could make the lanes a little bit harder, and people won't, because people don't know already how to keep score. People have no idea that when their scores go down, you can make the lanes a little bit harder. Like, oh, the lanes are harder, but my average is still the same. What gives? And then you can slowly start to control the scores too.
Yeah.
So it erases 2 of your problems. Are you still a traditionalist?
Man, I might be coming to your side now.
Welcome to the dark side.
All right, so we got to pick bowler of the week this week. Remember, if you want to, or if you would like to be bowler of the week or would like to nominate someone, go ahead and click the link on our Instagram and Facebook pages and fill out the form, and we'll also post a link in the YouTube notes. This week, bowler of the week, Anthony, who are you going to pick?
This
Putting
week,
on the spot.
I'm picking. He's not going to be happy with me. It's Jack Papao.
Jack Papao.
Jack's been bowling for a while. He actually just shot his high triple. He shot 698 the other day, over at Uncle Sam's in a match. I think it was Uncle Sam's in a match for high school. Jack has progressed pretty well for the past. He's been working seriously at his game for 2 years. So congrats to him. He's working on his game. He's two-hander. I know, Kyle. Doing it really well right now.
Is he a thumb two-hander?
No. Made sure he didn't have a thumb in it.
All right.
But he's got to come in and get some work. I know he's on the podcast. I'll see you tomorrow, kid. I got to straighten you out a little bit.
By the way, he thinks you're the greatest because he said it 175 times last week in the chat.
Dude, come on. Seriously? Have you not?
Congrats, Jack Papao.
Jack, great job. What do these guys get, by the way, for Bowler of the Week?
They get entered into Bowler of the Year, which then they can get some free DLP apparel.
Free DLP apparel.
That's right. So maybe, Carl, someday you could be Bowler of the Week or Bowler of the Year, but I'm not sending it across the pond. So
he'll be back.
I know he's going to be back in February or March, which is exciting.
February.
We got to have a cake for him. I told him we'd have a cake for him.
Why are we going to have a cake for him?
Because he's the governor.
Wait, is that Australian?
Hello, governor. I don't know. I don't know. It's terrible. All right, so congratulations, Jack Papao. Again, remember, if you'd like to be Bowler of the Week or would like to nominate someone to be Bowler of the Week, click the link in our Instagram and Facebook pages, fill out the form, or you can go right to the YouTube notes, and the link is there as well. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, it is time for us to go bowling.
It is.
Are you ready tonight? Who are you bowling tonight?
I'm bowling Phil and Tom.
Ooh.
For the second time. I've bowled 4 people this half, I'm pretty sure.
The same 4 people, you mean?
Yeah,
over and over.
I bowled Artie and Austin twice. I've bowled Dave Pangburn and Bill Hurley 4 times. Phil and Tom twice.
My accent's from London.
Did you just say Artie and Austin?
Dude, listen, dude, we've been talking about scoring, trying to do math in my head. Can we please have that thing next week where Zach Galifianakis is doing like the square root crap? Because that is how I feel right now.
That's in
Just
The
remember,
Hangover,
folks,
by the way.
What's that?
That's in the Hangover movie.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I need you guys to, next week have a few pick me up, have that little thing there and be like, this is Anthony when he tries to keep score.
I'll get it in
much
there
happier.
for you.
Thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. Will we get knocked out, demonetized? Even though
we're probably going to
be
be demonetized for all the freaking footage that I stole for Mark Croft video, but not yet anyway, because that's what the PBA also loves to do. They like to demonetize free podcasts that support bowling. So thanks, PBA. Carl Buckley, question: would you rather Phase 4 or Spectre? That looks like the English way to spell Spectre. It's so incorrect with the R before the E, but whatever. Go ahead.
I'm not entirely sure. The Spectre doesn't intrigue me that much. I looked at it a little bit. I am a Brunswick guy, but I looked at the Spectre because I have a lot of Storm guys. Doesn't really intrigue me too much. It looks like it's going to be another UFO alert if you already have one. I'm not sure if you really want another hybrid ball. And then Phase 4, to be honest with you, that's an overseas ball, buddy. So, I mean, I would buy it just because if you brought it here, it'd be awesome to see.
If you bring it on the plane.
By the way, that is the correct spelling. It is the Spectra.
Oh,
not the Spectre.
We should have a spelling bee too. We should have a ring match and a spelling bee.
That'd be great. All right, so it is time for us to go bowling. Don't forget, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, share with your friends. You can catch us on Facebook,
I had the wrong ball,
Instagram,
Kyle.
Twitter. What?
I had the wrong ball. Sorry, Spectre and over. Get the Spectre. It looks cool. It's the brown looking thing. Yeah, thanks.
Oh man. Well, sorry, Carl. He obviously doesn't know.
I don't know. I don't remember. They have so many weird names now.
Jeremy wants to know if you're going to drill a spare ball ever. No. 2 years. 2 years.
No, and I didn't drill his Black Widow Ghost today either. No, so he's not getting either.
That's all right. Well, he didn't answer me to sub for me tonight. So
wow. Shots fired.
Yep, that's right. I also want to say if you guys have any bowling companies out there that are watching would like to what's the word? Support the podcast. Yeah. We're always looking for maybe a show sponsor or something because we need to upgrade our equipment because as you can tell, the internet here, thanks to Jeremy, is not functioning very well. So we need to fix our sound so that it stops skipping out on you guys. So if there's anybody out there,
just go to Anthony's house and do it there.
Oh, there we go.
I have a basement.
60-inch TV.
I have a basement. Basements are cool too. I love my bowling balls.
So yeah, we email us at downlanepod@gmail.com and we'll happily take some money to buy some new equipment, maybe from some big companies out there. I know you're watching. If you can't watch the show, you can always download and listen from any major podcast outlet. And please give us a 5-star review. Again, you can email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. Thank you very much to Austin, the producer, Jack Scaccia, proprietor of Town & Country Lanes. Anthony, I think that was a great show. You actually you got fired up a little bit. Your blood pressure went up a little, I think. It was good.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just kind of surprised with how many people are against a different scoring format for the betterment of bowling, people. Gosh darn it.
Thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next week. This is Down Lane Podcast.